Have you ever wondered what would happen if the world suddenly froze over, making it hard even to breathe? Where stepping outside means certain death, and where the last hope for survival rests solely on a moving train. This isn't just any train, it's one that never stops. But what would life be like inside? This is the story of Snowpiercer, a tale of humanity, inequality, hunger, and hope. It all started back in 2014. The Earth was burning up from global warming. 79 nations launched a chemical satellite named CW7, hoping it would cool the planet down. But the mission failed. The temperature didn't just drop a little, it plummeted so far that the entire world froze. Oceans, cities, forests, and animals were all buried under ice. And the few survivors were loaded onto the train. Snowpiercer is a train that runs 24 hours a day and takes a full year to complete one loop around the Earth. The owner and creator, Wilford, built it with flawless engineering, supply systems, and an engine. The train has electricity, water, and food. It even has schools, farms, fishing, and parties. But all this is only for a select few. The train is divided into 3 sections. Up front are the first-class cars, where the rich and powerful live a 5-star life. They have great food, freedom, and luxury, everything they could want. In the middle are the economy-class cars, with some amenities but not as many. They can survive, but they can't rule. At the back are the third-class cars, where the poor and helpless were forced onto the train. They have no running water for baths and aren't even allowed to look out the windows. They're given only one thing, a protein bar, the same bar that has been their only source of survival for the past 17 years. Imagine standing in line every day for 17 years for the same taste, the same thing. Guards come, count them, hand them one bar at a time, and leave. No questions, no complaints, because the punishment for complaining can be death. One day, the guards arrive. They need a violinist for the front car. An elderly couple comes forward. Both play the violin, but the guards say only one can go. The old man refuses to go without his wife. The guards break his wife's arm and drag the old man away. A silence spreads through the back car, a silence of pain, anger, and rebellion. This is where we first meet Curtis. He lives in the third-class car. Everyone sees him as a leader, but he doesn't see himself that way. With him are Edgar, a friend like a younger brother, and the oldest, wisest person in the back section, Gilliam, whom Curtis considers his true leader. One day, a woman named Tanya tells Curtis there's something in her son's protein bar. Curtis takes the bar from the child and pulls out a small capsule with a message hidden inside. The message was sent from someone in the front cars to the back. It reads, Namgung, the same person who built the train's security system, but now he's trapped in the jail section. The plan is clear. Free Namgung, and with his help, open the doors to reach the engine. At night, the guards come again with a woman, this time to measure the height of the kids, and those who seem fit are taken away. A father tries to save his child, causing a commotion. The angry father hits the woman who came with the guards with his shoe. She leaves without a word. But a little while later, Minister Mason arrives. She was the train's CEO. She picks up the shoe in front of the third class, saying, just as a shoe belongs on the foot and a hat belongs on the head, you are like this shoe. Your place is at the back. Remember your place. Then, the father is punished. His hand is held outside the train for 7 minutes in the ice. It's so cold that his hand freezes, then it's smashed with a hammer. Every face turns to stone with fear. But now, and fire ignites beneath that fear. The rebellion starts from there. Curtis suspects they have no bullets. He plays a trick to test it. He goes right up to a guard, turns the gun on himself, and pulls the trigger. The gun is indeed empty, and with that, their courage doubles. Then the fight begins. They fight with whatever they can get their hands on, sticks and pieces of iron. Blood is spilled and screams echo, but no one backs down. Finally, they reach the prison. There, a strange sight awaits them. Prisoners trapped in small boxes, as if their lives are frozen in ice. Among them are Namgung and his daughter Yona. Both are addicted to a dangerous drug called chronol. Namgung makes a deal. For every door he opens, he wants 2 chronol. Curtis agrees, because their biggest goal now is to reach the engine room. The door opens. Sunlight streams in from the front, hitting the faces of the people in the back for the first time. Some close their eyes. Some start to cry. Gilliam looks outside. All he sees is snow, the same white scene for 17 years. Not a single bit of ice has melted. For a moment, hope awakens in them. They reach the next car, where protein bars are made. Curtis looks inside the machine and freezes. There are thousands of cockroaches inside. They are ground up to make these bars. The bars the people in the back have been eating for the last 17 years. Curtis's throat goes dry just looking at it. The truth is dirty and bitter, but it's the truth. He understands, but says nothing because the mission is his priority, and reaching the engine is even more important. Curtis receives another message from the unknown person. It says, water, meaning take over the water section because water is the real power. If you cut off the water, the people in the front will have to listen to us. Namgung continues to open the doors. Meanwhile, Curtis talks to Yona. He learns that Yona was born on this train. She has never seen solid ground in her life. Curtis suspects that Yona might be a psychic, a person who can see or feel through walls. Then Yona tries to stop a door from opening, but it's too late. The door is open. In front of them are terrifying guards, and a fight breaks out instantly. A little while later, an announcement is made. The train is passing over the New York Benchmark Bridge. 1 full year's loop is complete. Everyone shouts, "Happy New Year!" But there's a huge snowdrift in front of the train. The train breaks through it. At this time, Namgung shows Yona the outside. Far away in the valley, an old airplane, which is now clearer than it was last year. This means the snow is slowly melting. But right then, the train's CEO, Mason, arrives. Her words are like poison. You should thank Wilford. He saved you, and you want to ruin the train's balance by taking over the water? Then she orders that 74% of the poor people at the back be killed because the train is about to go through a tunnel. The guards have night vision. The poor people have nothing. The guards see with night vision and rain death down in the dark tunnel. Curtis yells, "Light the torches!" The people in the back light torches and run. The light from the torches returns as a light of hope. The order is, kill or be killed. One of Mason's commanders gets stuck, but Mason lets him die. Meanwhile, one of Mason's guards grabs Edgar. Curtis has 2 options, grab Mason or save Edgar. Curtis runs toward Mason because he needs her to reach the engine, and Edgar dies in the back. Finally, Curtis grabs Mason too. Now these poor people take Mason captive and torture her. Then they ask about their kids. Where are they? Mason tells them they are with Wilford. He loves kids. Curtis threatens her. Call Wilford or we will shut off the water supply. That's when Mason coldly reveals the truth. The water comes from melted ice in the front engine section. It's just recycled in the back. Cutting off the water supply won't have any effect. Then Mason makes a deal. If you let me go, I will take you to the engine room. Curtis agrees, on the condition that Gilliam and the others stay behind. At night, Gilliam meets with Curtis. He tells Curtis not to believe Wilford's words. If you see him, cut out his tongue. He's very clever. Curtis nods. In the morning, Curtis and his group of 6 move forward. With Mason in front, the people in the back watch with hope and fear. After reaching the front, they see an agricultural farm. Fruits, vegetables, a green world. It's like they've traveled to another planet. Fish are swimming. The eyes of the poor people fill with tears. There's even a chef. For the first time, they get to eat meat. Mason says, "We catch a limited number of fish to maintain the train's balance." As Mason is about to eat her food, Curtis suddenly stops her. He takes out the same protein bar from his pocket and forces Mason to eat it. Have you ever tasted this for 17 years? Mason is forced to eat the bar. Then they reach the next car, which has a school. The rich people's kids are being brainwashed there. The teacher teaches them that Wilford is God. He saved you. The people in the back are cheap and useless. Tanya shows pictures of her kids. Have you seen them? A child says, these people came from the back and moved toward the front. Now the train is going through a place where people from the previous rebellion had jumped off. The outside temperature turned them into ice statues. Their bodies are still frozen. The teacher silently gives the kids a lesson. If the engine stops, we will all die. This train is our home. Just then, a man comes with a basket full of eggs. The kids are happy to see them. He distributes eggs to everyone. He also gives a basket to the teacher and goes to the water section himself to distribute eggs to the other poor people. The poor people thought the eggs and chickens were gone long ago. Then the egg distributor tells the poor people that there are many things on the train that people think are gone. Saying this, he pulls a machine gun from his basket. The people thought there were no more bullets in the guns, but they start shooting. On the other hand, the teacher also pulls a gun from her basket and shoots Curtis's friends. Another one of Curtis's friends falls. Meanwhile, the CCTV shows that in the water section, the guard leader Franco kills the third-class people and also shoots Gilliam in front of the camera. Curtis is completely broken inside. These people have attacked his world, his trust, and his faith. Curtis kills Mason too. Now there is no forgiveness left for him. Now they reach the front cars where 5-star amenities like salons, spas, hospitals, and swimming pools have been built for the rich. The atmosphere inside is completely different. The rich are passed out from drugs. Loud music is playing. Colorful lights are flashing. It's as if the deadly cold outside can't reach their world. As Curtis and his companions are about to open the next door, Franco threatens them. There's a smile on his face, because it's revenge. Then a gun is fired. Tanya falls. Another of Curtis's friends is killed. When Franco aims at Yona, Namgung rushes in. He stops him. Curtis sees his chance and stabs him. Franco falls, but his hatred seems to be alive. Before she dies, Tanya, trembling, puts a picture of Timmy in Curtis's hand and says, "Find my son." Curtis's eyes get wet. He bows his head and moves on. After this, Curtis, Namgung, and his daughter Yona go to the next section, where a party was happening. Namgung and Yona collect the Kronol drug from here. Then the three of them reach the engine section. After arriving at the engine section, Curtis loses control of himself. He bangs on the door, tries to break it down. Namgung calms him down and gives him the last remaining cigarette on Earth from his pocket. Curtis smokes the cigarette and starts telling him about his past. 18 years ago, when everything was freezing over, we were inside a box. Thousands of people were without food and water for months. Then people started eating each other. Curtis's voice trembles as he talks. I ate children's meat. I killed a mother to eat her baby. Then Gilliam took the knife from his hand, cut a piece of flesh from his own hand, and fed it to them. After that, many people gave their hands and feet to save the children's lives. The child I was about to cut that day was Edgar, and that's why I hate myself. A few months after that, the guards started giving them protein bars. Then Curtis tells Namgung to open the engine door. Namgung says, "Not this door. We should blow up the outside door of the train. The ice outside is melting. I've been watching the same plane from the New Year Bridge for 10 years. Before, you could only see the nose. Now the whole airplane is visible. This means the ice is receding. Maybe we can survive outside." He says that Kronol isn't just a drug. It's a very dangerous explosive. We have so much of it that it will become a complete bomb. We'll blow up the door and get out. Curtis thinks this is just the effects of the drugs. Just then, the engine room door opens. Wilford's secretary comes and shoots Namgung and takes Curtis inside the engine room. Wilford greets Curtis with a smile and says, "You're the first person in 18 years to reach here." Then he reveals the truth. "I sent you this message, and I am the reason for this rebellion. A rebellion is needed every 5 or 10 years to control the population and balance resources. Gilliam was my partner. I had a deal with him. This time you crossed the line, so he had to die." Curtis is completely shocked. He didn't want to believe that Gilliam was also involved in all this. Wilford continues, "The train's resources are limited, but the number of people is constantly increasing, so we have to make tough decisions. That's why we have to shoot, we have to start rebellions, and we have to take children, because no matter what, the engine must keep running. If the engine stops, everything is over." Then Wilford offers Curtis a proposal. "I am getting old now. I can't handle all this alone. The engine needs a new master. You be Wilford's successor." Meanwhile, Yona comes out. Namgung is lying on the ground. But when she goes to Wilford's section, she suddenly realizes there's something underfoot. She starts pulling up the floor tiles. Then Curtis also gets there. What they see shocks them both. Little Timmy and another child are stuck inside the engine. They are being used like small machine parts. The old parts of the machine are broken, so children have been used as parts instead, so the engine can keep running. The person inside Curtis, who had been carrying the burden of the piece of hand given by Gilliam for the last 18 years, now explodes like a volcano. He attacks Wilford. On the other side, Yona places a large pile of Kronol by the door. Then she needed a matchbox. Curtis gives Yona the matchbox, and at the same time, he bends down and traps his hand in the engine parts to get Timmy out. Yona sets the train on fire. There is a huge explosion, and the train derails from the massive explosion. The train breaks apart, the sound of the engine slowly stops, and then a silence falls all around. And after a while, a door slowly opens. Yona and Timmy are alive, and they step onto solid ground for the first time. The air is cold, but not so deadly. A white bear watches them from a distant hill. This means it is clear that there is still life outside. Nature has not given up, and the story of humanity has now emerged from the train's iron boxes. And once again, on this earth, people will write their story anew. I hope you really liked this movie explanation. If you did, please let me know your thoughts in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to the channel and share the video with your friends. Thanks everyone, and take care.